Okay, we are finally set up. There we go. Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Yes, we do have some chat on the screen now. It might be a little bit too big. Let me see if I can change that real quick. Is that a good size? I don't know. Whoops, I keep here, let's redo that. That's a very work in progress feature. I literally just set it up and it was like, okay, basic settings, good enough. It's almost 12 here in India. Whoopsies. Hopefully you get some sleep soon. Okay, that looks fine. I also have alerts on here too. So we're gonna see that. It's supposed to do subscribers and stuff like that. I don't know. If one of you want to unsubscribe and resubscribe real quick. What will we learn today? You know, I don't know. Let's actually get working on that in the meantime. You guys can help me look. Because I don't have any footage that I was planning to do today. It's kind of just going to look together. How do I guess you can't filter up here. Oh well. Love your video. Thank you so much for the tutorials. Aw, thanks so much. Thank you. Always glad to help. What do we want to do today? What are we feeling? If you guys have any video recommendations or whatever, like if I think you can post URLs on YouTube. I don't really know, maybe not. But if you have any like good footage you want to see me do, you know, feel free to send it on over. That's pretty cool. This is kind of how I just pick for my videos. Just kind of go through pixels, some copyright free stuff. Make a giant on the mountain. You're a great inspiration. I really appreciate that. What are you making? We are trying to figure that out now. So we shall see. That's a lot of freaking comments on the screen. I might have to change that later on. I don't know. None of these are like really popping out to me right now. I don't like the black and white stuff. This is what I get for spending all my time figuring out streaming settings and then, you know, not spending any time actually knowing what I'm going to do on stream. Kind of figured we'd do this together. That's kind of cool. Usually when I do this stuff, I'm kind of just looking for stuff that kind of like stands out to me. I should just one day like literally just go out and find a bunch of this stuff and just have it on backlog. A lot of this stuff is super tedious to do. It'd be great if you can make more Nuke tutorials like tracking or removing tracking markers. You know, I'm always debating on whether or not to do more Nuke stuff. My Blender knowledge is much higher than Nuke, and so that's why I'm mostly a Blender channel. But you know, who knows, in the future I might. I feel like there's a lot of pretentiousness with Nuke users in terms of it's an industry standard software, and so it's either like their way or the highway, you know, compared to like Blender and everything like that. And so all of that to say, it makes me a little bit reluctant to get into the teaching aspect of it just because of that nature, if you know what I mean. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Ah, the Car. Stupid car. We gotta find something soon so we can get started. I do have some stuff on backlog, but nothing was kind of like speaking to me today. Yeah, all of this stuff is like very stock footagey, which I guess makes sense. We're on a stock footage website. But we're trying here. I like some 3D movement. Maybe doing some drone stuff or something. I hate the time-lapse drone stuff. Yeah, you know what? Let's check my repertoire. But Nuke tutorials are really rare on YouTube. Yes, they are very rare, and that is unfortunate. And the biggest reason for that is mostly just because Nuke is not a very industry like not an industry software, but it's not a big like Blender, right? It's free. There's so many people like as an audience and stuff. Whereas Nuke, there's a high barrier of entry, and so like it's tough, right? Let's do this train one. Let's just have some fun. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I kind of like the camera movement stuff. Whoopsies. Let's see, where would that be? Live stream 4. Can you believe we've already done 4 of these? Maybe cool to have something interact with a object like car, human, etc. Sweet. You read my mind. We are doing some funky stuff with this train station, and I want it to do something more than just, hey, we're gonna add a CG object into the scene. Ooh, 60 FPS. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? I'm doing. Oh, okay, here, let's think about this. 30 FPS. If I do this, will it be 30 FPS? Okay, we'll set it to 60 and I'll render it out as a EXR sequence, which that doesn't care about frame rate, so why is it bogging down? I only have 8 folders. How do you remember where everything is? It's called doing this a million times. If you guys are curious about I'll talk about my kind of folder structure real quick. I have kind of a template that I use for everything. This is my YouTube sub clip thing, but it's very similar to my whatchamacallit, my freelance kind of folder structure. So we got the assets that includes like images, so like HDRIs, models, textures. That's kind of self-explanatory. All the footage, and so that's where I ingest my footage and convert it to image sequence if I need to. Renders is everything from CGI to usually the final pass for me is either a color or comp. And so color, if I'm doing my own coloring, I'll put in there. Comp is if I'm doing comp work. If I need a holdout for anything, then I put it in there. And scripts is all of the programs I use, and thumbnail is to make YouTube thumbnails. So that's pretty much it. So keep yourself organized. That's why I tell everybody who asks. One of the biggest things you can do is keep yourself organized. So it's still laggy. I don't know why it's laggy. It wasn't laggy like literally 2 seconds ago. Let me check. Why that should not be laggy right now. Let's X out of Discord. I don't need Discord open. Okay. Maybe something horror-ish. Interesting. Hey, I haven't tried the VFX stuff, as I think using pirated Adobe stuff scares me and can't afford to pay one. Yeah, I mean, I won't talk to pirating because I deal with some of these companies, so I don't want to bad talk anything, but definitely there is something to be said that if you start getting paid for this work, you know, you definitely want to be legit. Especially not only from a, hey, you don't want to be banned from the software, but also if client finds out, right, that is a big no-no, and then you'll get blacklisted and stuff like that. Okay, literally what is going on with Nuke right now? Is it like exploding on itself? Like you guys saw earlier, it was fine. I do have this Blender thing open. Let's just X out of that real quick. Let's see. Oh, I think it's literally because it's freaking 60 FPS. Is that it? Because if so, that's the stupidest thing. Okay. Wait. If I play it normal? What version of Blender do you have? The latest one? Question mark? I think I just have 4.1 unless there's a more recent version. Blender. Here, let's see. Should I just do frame 1 to 200? Sure. Let's see. I moved this stuff, so. What do we need to do? We need to go to OCO, ACES, set this to input. Whoops. Oh, okay. Work somewhere on. And we need to render out scene linear is fine. Okay, there we go. Can you make the chat a bit smaller? Let's see. Let me actually, I think I could do some live changing because I don't like how many, stream. I don't like how many are actually on the page at once. I think I can do that real quick. I'm new to this whole chat thing, so it might take settings. Let's just fade. I'll do a fade after 60 seconds. That should help. Okay. Save. Then we're gonna go over here. Oh, got rid of all of them. Sick. Hey bro, what do you think about these modern visual effects CGI ads on Instagram? I got hired to do some of these and I'm curious about your opinion. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're specifically asking, but they're cool. I sometimes get contracted in those as well, but pretty sick. All right, so I think that's better. Do it maybe a little bit smaller. Can you say if I have to get 4.2? Oh, you know, honestly, I don't even know if 4.2 has that 4.1 does not, so I'm wrong person to ask there. Sorry guys, this is a crazy freaking stream right now. I know we literally are so slow right now. Okay, let's camera track. Let's do it. Can you do a multi-camera movement, please, in this project? I'm not gonna do multi-cameras because that's really not a thing that I've had experience with. And I mean, you would just tackle it shot by shot is kind of what you would do there. So not too different than normal setups. Do our image sequence. I'm gonna do 30 FPS. 8-bit, 16-bit. Lovely. We're gonna do some fine tune. And then we're gonna attempt auto. Just let it do some of the heavy work. Because as a cinematic enjoyer, these scenes sometimes rush and unfinished. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, so I come from kind of a film background, and so what I will say is a lot of them aren't up to my standard. You know, a lot of the ones I see on like some of the bigger names and stuff like that, that's actually a conversation when I was working with some of the L'Oreal guys. I was actually like, hey, like some of these out here, they even had some as reference. I'll be like, you know, honestly, that doesn't look good, you know, and so my standard is much higher than that. And, you know, so, you know, I'm not trying to trash talk anything like that, but I have noticed specifically that some of them are a little lower quality. So take with that what you will. But I think that's where people like us can come in and, you know, have better quality and stuff. So it really works out in our favor. I recommend sticking to 4.1. Ouch. Not Blender messing up an update. Okay, what are we getting here? 2.6. Go ahead and clean up some tracks. We should probably do refine now. Okay, 0.6, not bad. 0.4, I think I'm going to try to go for a 0.3 under for this one. Let's push it up a lot now. Basically what I'm looking for right here is to make sure I'm not deleting all of the like markers that I want to expect to be selected. And so far it's doing a good job of like not deleting everything that I would like question why it's deleting some of those. Like we still have some really good floor trackers. So yeah, those make sense. Okay, I think that's where I'll stop. Let's try one more time. I don't like that's deleting that one. Let's see if we can get that one. We'll do that. There we go, under 2.9. Sweet, let's do our floor setup now. We're gonna go to quad perspective. This is my patent pending way to do it. Just kidding, I followed a tutorial of is how I learned Synthesize. So this is actually a great method though. Lasso trackers, select these guys right there. That looks pretty decent. Let's see. Also, I have a little bit of like a sinus like thing, not a sinus thing, but like allergies or something. So I'm gonna be sniffling. Okay, that's pretty decent. Let's see if we can get some rotation though. Or at least attempt to inside of this scene. So I'm gonna select whole. We're gonna rotate the camera just so these lines align a little bit better. Like for instance, I might also move this too, because I want this line to be on that yellow line. That'll help us kind of align everything. Can almost like barely even see it. I don't even know how to change that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so export in Blender. Save. Okay, sweet. Let that load and get back to chat. Hey, what do you do if the train is moving? What would I do? So it depends what you want. If you want the movement of the train, you would maybe track the train. If you want the movement of the ground, of course you would track the ground. If the train's moving, of course you don't want any tracking markers on that train. If you're just trying to track the actual movement and stuff. And so you just manually delete all of those tracking markers is kind of what you would do there. I have an Instagram page. Nice. I gotta like have some text on the thing, like showing my Instagram and stuff. I think it's just at Jacob Circle. Let's check. Yeah, Jacob_Circle. I'll add that in later. I don't care. Finally it loaded. Goodness sakes. Okay, so save this. And scripts. Stream 4 CG V1. I'm doing some camera tracking tests right now to make sure everything is accurate. Just doing an array modifier with some boxes. It actually helps out a ton. Oh, and I do want to do a proxy real quick. Let's go here. We're going to do close, no, new comp. We're going to read in that EXR sequence. We're going to go up to color, OCO, aces, like that. And then we're going to write out a quick proxy just so it renders in faster. This is very nice to have inside of Blender, especially because Blender sucks with EXR. Or proxy.mov. I'm going to save this inside of stream 4, Nuke, stream 4, comp v1. Okay, so we need sRGB. Or let me just think real quick. Yeah, we'll just do an sRGB proxy. H264. Oh, do have to set up these. Oh, and I might do 1080p as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do 1080p. That'll help us even more. Sweet. What do you do if you're recording a clip and camera is bad, but you want to VFX edit it anyway? You mean like you don't like the way it looks on the camera, or like I guess I don't know how to answer that. Loved your last set extension reel. Which one are you talking about? I never had like a specific set extension reel, or you're just talking about the the demo reel, my last demo reel that I posted online. I have some that even that demo reel is old now. I have some sick work, and it's so unfortunate I can't show you guys my actually like good work. You know, the like good work as in I was contracted and spent like 4 or 5 days on one shot type of work, you know, because like this stuff I can whip up in like 2 to 3 hours, but like that is so much shorter than like the contracted rate I can go for. Okay, let's load in our proxy. Whoops, not freelance. Sweet. Let's get into the actual thing. No, like the pic, like it's pic. Oh, okay, so it's low quality, like low resolution footage. You know, you can try upscaling it. I don't really recommend that for visual effects because it sucks. But you know, if all else, I guess that is one way you can do it. The other way would just be to, I guess, suck it up. And if you're posting I find if you're posting to iPhone, it's fine. You want to try to get 1080p or above for iPhone stuff, but if all else fails, you know, it's not the end of the world. So take with that what you will. But yeah, just like should we look up this exact train to get like the exact measurements and stuff? I don't really feel like doing that. If I was doing a client, of course I would. Actually, if I was doing this with a client, I'd ask for freaking measurements, but okay, I think that's about right. Because this is about 6, it's 2 meters, so whatever that is to feet. That's about how tall it is. Sweet. Okay, what are we doing with this shot, by the way? I kind of haven't thought about that at all, not gonna lie. Ooh, we got, the notification works. Sick. Thank you for subscribing. I need to make that longer because I didn't see the name, but will that stuff be only for subscribers that are watching right now, or is it like just overall? I guess we shall find out. Transparent. Okay, so what are we doing with this shot? Also, there's lens distortion I'm not going to account for because I want my CG out here in the middle. So, ooh, we also have some reflections. That'll be so fun. I haven't dealt with reflections in a while, so that might be interesting. Guys, this is where I want us to come together as a team. What are we doing here? I want everybody who's watching right now, give me an idea. The one where you added the pyramid structure thing. Oh, yeah, okay. The live stream. Yeah, that one was fun. Here, while you guys are brainstorming, you can see the movement of the camera, so I want you guys to start brainstorming what we're doing. If you missed the last stream, we made... it'd be under color. We made this shot in last stream, so I think that's what you're referring to. This one was fun. I enjoyed it. It's kind of all over the place in terms of like, why is there a freaking crash ship and like a seemingly non-dystopian like end of times thing? I don't know. So some of the some of the motivation in there, but technically wise, it's fine. You know, If I had more time to do stuff, I'd add like some more smoke in the background, atmosphere, some volumetrics, maybe even like some smoke columns, bird flying in the air, bugs everywhere, you know, just to bring some more movement in the scene. So, fun shot. Well, you guys are thinking, because you better be thinking. I'll start modeling out this train station. Okay, so let's try to I think I don't even know if we're gonna need to model out down here. Maybe I'll add like a train going there, or like a CG train or something like that. Maybe it'll be more like realistic, this one. I don't know. And then it's gonna be like impossible for me to guess this the dip down. We'll try at least. Okay, my camera track isn't perfect because I'm not gonna do a lens distortion thing. I know this isn't the most correct way to work, but you know, to get it done in the live stream, I think it's what we're gonna have to do. Okay, is everything camera tracking okay? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh, does it go out even more than I... Oh, I didn't even know that. Whoops. I didn't realize that was part of it too. Sweet, so we got everything looking good there. Add like an iPhone charger, like it's charging the train. Interesting. A little wall outlet type of deal. Let's see. Usually if I don't like, I literally don't have any point of reference for where in 3D space. Well, are the camera trackers on? I do have one to this. Okay, so there actually is some decent like tell of where it might be. But usually what I'll do in these type of situations where I don't know exactly where it is I'll go over here and add a array modifier. And then do it, I want to do it on the y-axis. No, z-axis. Why is that being weird? Is it because it's not a 2D object? I haven't done it with a plane before. That's so weird. I didn't know that you can't do it with, huh. Okay, we'll just make it a super skinny plane. But anyway, what I was going to say is I like to just duplicate them and then see which one is sticking. And actually, that first one is sticking pretty well, right? Okay, so that's my kind of reference point for it. I don't know if I'm going to do the iPhone idea. We'll see. I have an idea. Show an underground city below the platform. Interesting. So like it opens up and stuff. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. We can combine ideas too. Could add a barrier that seemingly comes out of floor near the edge for future. Oh, interesting. I'm liking the ideas so far. Create a CGI train just going super fast and add stuff like on the platform. Ooh, I should do like some like paper sim. That'd be pretty fun. Be fun. Let's do that first, because I'm kind of feeling like that. I haven't done that in a while. Because I think regardless of what CGI we do, I think that all of it will kind of integrate pretty well with that. Okay, that about tracks. Okay, so what I want to do, let's see the best way to do this stuff. What are dimensions of paper? Uh, 8.5 by 11. .5 inches by 11 inches. There we go. We have the perfect sheet of paper right here. Look at that. And then I'll do, I think we are like featuring this array modifier a ton. This is the array modifier stream. That just seems like a decent amount of paper. Should I just do a particle system? Here, we'll test this for now. Oh, and I do want to subdivide 10, maybe? Something like that. And then we are going to apply the scale before I forget. And apply these. We're going to go to edit, P by loose parts. And there we go. Now we have our paper. And then for our paper, first of all, we need to set this to be a collision. Then we're going to set this one to be a cloth. And we're going to set some turbulence in the scene. And where's our turbulence? And we're going to move that to our scene collection so we can organize everything because we have so many paper. So much paper. Let's do, I don't know what a good scale is. Strength for that. Maybe more. Let's do some crazy first. There we go. Let's add some wind going towards camera. I think that'd be cool. Towards or away from camera? What do you guys think? I'm thinking towards. Personally, I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, and how heavy is that's the wrong tab. How heavy is paper? 4.5 grams. Where would I put that in? I guess it would be that vertex mass. I don't even know. New versus old, I like that. The place where the ceiling or roof create a neon city type look. It will look cool. Sweet. A lot of ideas. I love it. I love it. How's this paper doing? Okay, it's very sticky for some reason. Let's move all these paper objects up. And we're going to divide this by like 10. There we go. That's more paper. And this needs to be bigger. We'll do like 1,000 maybe. Why is it not blowing? $10,000. That seems like a lot though. There we go. That was kind of cool. I forget how to apply them. Is it Control L and then we're gonna do not, is it modifiers? Would that be correct? Yeah. Sweet. Oh, this is so stupid. I love it. And let's add a subdivision surface modifier after this. Should we just do one? Is that gonna? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Whoa, looking nice. I love it. Oh, the rendering is on. I was like, why is it taking so long? Oh, it applied to all of them. Sweet. Look at all that stuff. Look how beautiful. Paper's fun. Should we put like some like newspaper and stuff on it? I think we shall. Let's go to textures.com. And then newspaper. Oh, we got a couple too. I don't need 8K. That's way too much. I don't even need PBR for this stuff. That's insane. That's amazing. This stuff is premium. You know, I don't actually use textures.com too much. I recently found out about it. Do they have any free stuff? And how do you free? There we go. I don't need PBR. Why is it giving me PBR stuff? I just need textures. Am I in? There we go. Add a movie poster. One credit. Is all this stuff one credit? Like, why, I thought, like, this stuff, gosh, why is this doing this to me? Really? There's only one paper that's free? That's free? Well, that's stupid. Google. Or we'll just, paper. Drawings. Sometimes you gotta pay. I know. Don't you worry. I pay out the wazoo on everything. I'm done paying for stuff. Oh my goodness. You know what? We'll come back to that later. I don't feel like dealing with textures right now. What else are we doing? Also, I want to go ahead and bake the cloth. We might mess around with it later. Does this update for all of them if I do -50? Nope. We're gonna go to select objects again, Control L, copy modifiers. Take all. Sweet. Okay. Paper's done. Hopefully that was a good paper tutorial, guys. Try free pick. Interesting. Yeah, this is better, but let's try newspaper again. We thought it was so difficult just to find a attribution is acquired. Okay, thank you, macro vector. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's your attribution. Go to videos. See, this is why organizing stuff is so nice. I'll put it in textures actually. Just make sure it's good actually. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, what I think I'm gonna do. Let's go to select objects. Can I go to -50? I don't think it'll allow me. Yeah, it does. Let's just, I'll worry about lighting in a little bit, but just for now. Yeah, just for now, I'll do that. Okay, so go over here. New paper. Image. I didn't apply the scale, right? Maybe not. I don't think it'll matter. Goodness sakes, why is the I could do it UV, but then I'd have to do it for all of them. I don't like that big welcome thing there. Let's see, object info. I plug random. It kind of works. I don't know. This is awful. I'm not a texture artist, guys. What build do you have, or where do you have that info? I want to know what kind of build I can do this without my PC burning. I'll quickly show you the most important things. I don't have my build kind of anywhere. Maybe I should, but I have a RTX 3090 Ti. I think this is like a 20 something core CPU, 14700K, and then DDR5, 32 gigs of RAM, 6000 megahertz. Those are the main specs that matter. And then I have a motherboard that does stuff. I don't know motherboard specs, but those are the main ones in case you're curious. Raise the value. it will seem as the paper is torn apart. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I just, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't like this. We're gonna open with, we're gonna go to paint.net. I know. Don't judge me about using paint.net, guys. I already know. I'm open up a can of worms right here. It's too much work. We're gonna go to crop to selection, save as sheet 1. And we're gonna go open this again. I have to learn Photoshop. I know. Don't get on me for that. Photoshop and me are not friends. Also, is the music too loud for you guys? It's kind of loud for me. I got a new audio interface that's pretty sick. Here, let me check the stream. Yeah, that seems better. I got a new DAC set up. So I've been like, when doing contracts and client work and stuff like that, I've been like jamming out and it's been super sick. So this will be paper 1. And then let's change this. And so what I plan to do, so I was going to do this, then we're going to go send this through a color ramp, and we're going to do like black, white. We'll do the tan color. And then for factor, we're going to do object info random, or wait a minute. Yeah, we have to do that, and then mix color. What would that be? Should we do like a multiply? Add maybe? Okay, I do not like that white. What should we do? Is it overlay? Maybe I should do overlay. There you go. That's better. And let's desaturate some of these. Like that. This. I just want them barely different. And this one is way too much. You know, just to give them some different ones. Okay, so that's paper 1. We'll do paper 2 as well. And so for this one, just... can I select random? Let's see. If I select objects, select, I think I can do, gosh, how do you even do this? Is there a way to, random deselect? I don't know. That's too much work. Why is C not working? What in the world? I've spent way too much time doing this freaking this paper. I feel like this paper is crazy. There we go. Now we have different things, and they don't even look too much different, so you know what, that's fine. Whatever. Should I maybe, because I feel like we've been using a lot of that physical atmosphere add-on, and not everybody has that, so I think I'm going to challenge myself to not use that today for you guys. Also, sorry, I've been bad at checking comments. I'm a bad streamer. Hello, sorry, and what? Oh, raise value will seem like paper is torn apart. Okay. Okay. I wonder if there is any train station one. That almost looks like literally the exact same thing. Let's try it. And then let's get this back. First of all, I do want to, before I do anything with the lighting of the world, let's add my trusty in my method to get good reflections and everything. So what am I looking for? Right here. Window. This needs to be in sRGB. I think, maybe. Should it be in sRGB? I'm trying to remember, guys. Sorry. Should be in ACES CG. There a linear X709? Yeah, I think that's the one I want to be on. It's good enough. And then let's add RGB curves in here and just dull it a little bit. Especially those highlights. Those highlights are like way blown out right now. Just do a little bit. Okay, and then mirror, auto refresh, and that looks good. I'm gonna make a new collection, call that shadow. Whoops. Let's just do M, go to shadow, and then shadow catcher. There we go. We can actually see some shadow on the ground and everything. Let's add a UV sphere. This is kind of how I like to light scenes. It's a very kind of real world method of we're gonna add. I gotta go over here. We're gonna go to the top view, and I'm gonna select half of this cube. That we're gonna come over to the material tab. We're gonna add one material and another material, and we're gonna assign this other material to that. This one we're gonna do metallic and roughness down, something like that. There we go. This is so in the real world there are like chrome balls and stuff like that that we use for reflections and stuff. That actually matches pretty darn well. I don't love that this red is on that side, so what I might do, let's first of all go to world. Also, the direction is off too. You can see the shadows kind of going off to the left, so I do want to change that. Let's just try doing it 180. And I want the shadow coming towards me. Just something like that. That looks good. Sweet. I think that matches pretty well. You know, there's nothing to kind of compare it to, but it's kind of overcast day. There's a lot of diffusion going on the roof and a lot of white objects over here. So I think the shadow, like if we kind of look at this over here, that kind of mimics the kind of shadow direction. Now for now, I'm not going to be worrying about reflections. Reflections are very annoying to do inside the Blender. And honestly, I haven't dealt with it in so long that I got to think of what I actually want to even do with this. Let's Let's separate this out. I don't like this being here. Piece separated by selection. Because this I just want to use for collision. Pole. Yeah, we'll just name it pole. Because I don't want the camera to even see this. Like, let's see. I don't want it to be shadow catcher. And I don't want camera to see it. Maybe all the other stuff is fine. I don't want shadow or gloss. I guess I do want glossy. Yeah, that's fine. And let's patch that hole that I made. There we go. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Thanks for all your work. I like your tutorials. I appreciate it. How you select the right HRI? Are there measures or just by experience? Like if I can't get the one looking at the shadows, etc. with my bare eyes, is there a concept or calculation? So my HRI selection is purely basically just based on experience. There's no like kind of great way to exactly get an HRI unless you're like shooting your own footage and then using like an Insta360 camera, or you have used the chrome ball HRI method. So for what I did for this scene, well, I was super lazy for this one. I literally just looked up train station and found this one that matched pretty good and called it a day. What you're mainly looking for is surrounding kind of for reflections. You want to try to get, if you can, some reflections that look similar to your thing. That's why I did a train station. More importantly, in my opinion, is the shadow on the ground. And so I was kind of looking over here. I also, just from experience, know that the day is very overcast. I'm not seeing any like harsh direct lighting on anything. It looks like a very overcast day. And so there's like no shadows on the ground. You can tell we have some of this light direction over here, but there's no like harsh shadows. If we did have harsh shadows, like say this train had a very harsh line on it, then I would have to look for an HRI that has harsh lighting, like harsh sunlight lighting. Also, the other like thing that we have to take into account is that this is also covered, right? And so even though that this out here could be in bare sunlight and stuff, this is covered, and so we'd have to match that. And so even though over here it's in broad daylight, if I don't have any CGI over here that's going to be out here, then I would maybe just pick an HRR like that. And so that's kind of my explanation, if that makes sense. What up, what up? Welcome to the stream. What are we doing now? Now's the time where we gotta have some fun with this. I don't know if I honestly feel like doing the drop floor method, like we were talking about before. I improved my render because I'm making some visual effects for school, and my Doctor Strange like portal, it renders very long. First of all is make sure you get a better computer. You know, render times are so subjective based on the shot, so I honestly, without like taking a long look at it, I don't have any specific recommendations. Yeah, sorry. Is the paper interacting above the floor? We might have to change that. Yeah, it's sitting above the floor. That's annoying. We'll go to select objects. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna delete all bakes, and then this one, soft body and cloth, outer, inner. We're gonna divide this by 5. See if that works better. Great. Why are they going through the floor now? What I could do, let's reset this to the default, which that is definitely not the default. Okay, whatever. I might just have to up the collision quality. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, we're gonna delete all bakes. We're gonna come to collisions, set this to like 10. Oh, let's also turn the self collisions on. Probably should have done that before. Okay, maybe not 10. Let's do 5. That was taking way long. Bake all dynamics. Okay, I'm gonna get it to like frame 50. Also, it's causing the stream to be weird. Nice. Oh, because okay, I know what I did. So we're gonna set it to 4. We're just gonna double it for now. L copy modifiers. Beautiful. Oh no, what are we doing? I'll turn self collisions off. Maybe that's what is yeah. Tip, if you select objects and collections and hold alt, yeah. Does that, because I knew that worked for other stuff, but I guess I always did this method for. Why are they going in the thing? Yeah, let me just undo what I did. Just make it plainer again. Is a GTX 1650 good enough? You know, it's definitely on the very low end of the spectrum. It's probably in time for an upgrade if you want to do photoreal visual effects, if I'm being honest with you. It's not impossible to do it. It's just, yeah, it's like you're running into, it's going to take a long while for renders to go. Why are they phasing through this thing? What is going on? Was it at like a 0.2 before? Or 0.02 or something like that? Yeah, let me quickly just see something. 0.02, okay. This is annoying. I learned your tutorials through title translation. A bit difficult to me for understand the live progress, but still thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. I know you probably can't understand what I'm saying right now, but I really do appreciate it. And hopefully the translation is doing a decent job. Why are they going through? I am so confused right now. What did I change that now they're just like going through? The scale should be fine. Unless you gotta apply it there too. Sometimes I know for Blender physics you gotta go into tab to reset them. Sometimes like that. Big all dynamics. Let's see if that worked. What days do I do streams? It's kind of random right now whenever I have time, just because I am like doing freelance stuff as well. Okay, what? This is so frustrating. What is going on with the paper? Ah, man, this is stupid. We have object collisions on. Like I didn't change anything there. Here, let's do something real quick. Thought we were done with this paper. What happened to that? Oh, here, let's delete the base, go to field weights and just turn. Or go to, what would we use? Turbulence and wind. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe I will make it a 3D object after all. Did I delete that paper? Jacob, what are you doing, man? Okay, so that's better. Now let's see if I up the collision quality. Do you have the right collision collection for the newspapers? I don't think it needs to be a... There we go. Okay. They're still floating off the ground. So this is going to be a super cheaty method. Oh, I hate Blender. I'm just kidding. I love you, Blender. Blender's so fun. Gotta love Blender. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a new collection. Collision. We're gonna duplicate this, place this in there. And so for this one, I literally don't want any of this stuff. Not even gonna be a shadow catcher. What we're gonna do is this about what? 1, 2, 3 and a half. We're gonna take this and move this down 3.5. So that is super hard to see. There we go. 3.5 right there. And then we're going to select this one, turn off the collision. It's a cheaty way to do it, I know, but I don't have time to bake this out. Okay, in theory that should work. You read my mind with the null object and bake that down. Look at that. Is that not freaking perfect? Is it phasing into the thing a little? Okay, it might be phasing in a little. We got to change that. But we're closer. What am I making? That is a great question. Right now we're doing some paper physics, like in this train scene, and it's infuriating. Are those clipping into the ground now? Yeah, they're still clipping in the ground. Let's delete all bigs. And just keep going until we nail this. Okay, I think that should be good. Yeah, there we go. And just so you guys know, the whole reason I did all of that mess is because I need to have the contact shadows be accurate. I forgot. I have ran into that issue before. Also, is stuff phasing through this thing? Or no, it's colliding. Good. So that was the whole reason we did that. Perfect. Love it. Okay. What assets do I have? I think my asset browser. Yeah, let me go ahead and reset my asset browser. We ran into this last time and I just haven't fixed it since. So what are we looking for? I think it's the transportation add-on is what I'm looking for. And so I move those over here. There we go. There we go. Or I got a asset browser. There we go. Refresh. There we go. Okay. I'll do the other ones later. Because it's a pain to... Or to go ahead and do all the other ones? Okay. I'll read that later. What are we putting on here? Ooh, should I do like a plane, like kind of like flying in between there? That'd be kind of cool. Or like an F1 car or something. What do you guys think? Actually, I'm going to let you guys think. So here are all the assets. I'm thinking a plane, like, you know, sideways flying through there. I think that'd be cool. Footage from Turkey. Sweet. How could you tell? Was it because of this thing over there? Is that a Turkish thing? That's in Turkish. Is that a is that the language? I don't know. Okay. I will BRB. Okay. Plane would be sick with some smoke sims. I don't know about smoke sims. Maybe. Piper Meridian plane, of course. Which one is that? Oh, this one. Do you ever make 3D model of some anime characters? And if you did, it was hard with topology. So I've never done it. I have a few animator and modeling friends. I mean, you know, from what I hear from them, I haven't spoken purely about character modeling and animation, but I mean, all of the stuff is pretty, like, you have to make sure the topology is good no matter what model you do. And I would assume characters, because I think they're, what's it called? Weight painting, and like, so that, like, especially like in the what is this called? What is this area called? This area right here, like, to bend and stretch, you got to make sure it looks good and all that stuff. So I think that's more the difficulty in that stuff, is just making sure all of that stuff matches based on what you need. The joints, the elbow, sure, whatever you called it. Okay, where should we do a boat? I'm kind of like do a mega yacht. Okay, boat or plane? Ah, man, I gotta have. Is there a way to like? Let me look it up real quick. How to make quick polls. Poll maker, get results fast. I don't want that. What's a good poll website? Okay, we're gonna do what to put in shot. Plane, boat. Let's see, what are some of the other options that would be funny? Kind of want to be comedic. Let's not do a train, that's boring. Or okay, I'll put train, guys. What other asset do I have? I have a minivan. That'd be pretty funny. Minivan. I think the bike one would be stupid. Lawnmower. I'll do lawnmower for the meme, okay? Great poll. Oh man, of course it did that. Here, just say it in the comments. Well, I'll figure that out later. Did you get your FedEx from Prexels? I did. So if you quickly, I'll bring up the thing again. If you quickly want to work along with us, it's this one. It's called A Train is Traveling Through a Station. Oh, is there an actual train in this shot? Nope. They lied to me. So Ahmed, it's called this. So. Water sim with boat, guys. Are you like? You guys are crazy. Like a water sim on stream? Are you out of your mind? That would take at least like freaking like 4 hours. Plane. Straw poll is good and no sign up needed. Okay. Straw poll. Don't give me viruses. Create a poll. What object in shot? Plane. Was it boat? Where are the other ones? Plane, boat, train. You guys better not pick train. I'll be very mad at you if you pick train. Mower. Settings. Wait, poll? I think that's all I need. Okay, share. Everybody go to that. Water sim with dynamic paint is faster. Yeah, it wouldn't look as good though. Maybe. If you guys really want a water sim, I would have to break this up into multiple streams. A vending machine, not bad, not bad. I do think a tractor with trailers, one after other, like carriages would be funny. Which add-on are you getting those models? Is this a Transportation Pro add-on? Show results. Okay, plane's winning so far. I didn't know you could go to this page. Okay, a plane. It seems like plane might be it, guys. I don't know if we have that many more viewers. That one person said train. Who are you out there? Come on now. I said no train. Can I see who you are? No, I can't. I should ask for names so I can call you out. Chat, find out who put train and ban them. Okay. Oh, it's tied, or not tied. Well, it is tied. Everything against plane. Oh, and plane is coming back. We'll allow 1 more minute. This is so anticlimactic. Because plane was my first thing. You guys are like trying to fight plane right now. Are people logging in with multiple different usernames and trying to sway the vote? 30 seconds, guys. I'll start a timer on my phone so you can see. We got it's flipped, but we can't do multiple. Yeah, of course. Why would I give you access to do multiple? I feel like that would be abusing power. It's only allowing one with yeah, of course. Why would I allow multiple? Didn't work with the same. Ow. Okay. Rip the IP. What are your guys' IP addresses, by the way? I'm just kidding. Don't freaking answer that, you idiots. That was a joke. Okay, plane. Sweet. Good job, guys. We did it. We finally did a audience participation poll on live stream. Thanks for who mentioned that? Who mentioned straw poll? Thanks, Abstract CGI. I appreciate it. Okay. Boat on a train station is something from a concept like Pink Panther. Exactly. That honestly, boat would have been cool, but you guys have spoken. Now, which plane? Are we doing like sexy jet, or are we doing? All right, what are the options? I'm having too much fun with this. So we got sexy jet. We got Cessna. I'll give you 3 options, okay? Or what are some of the others? We'll go plane. There we go. I know you guys would pick the freaking Vinci airplane, but we're not doing that. We're doing the Piper. And then what's the last one? We'll do the Cougar. There we go. Okay. Create poll. Share. Old classic. Interesting. I'll keep this up over here so you guys can see as well. Cessna? Okay. What are you talking about old classic for? I don't even see one called old classic. Cougar Baron, like a Red Bull team. Interesting. Is that the one that they would put? Should I like paste Red Bull on the side? Okay, it's a fight between Cessna and Piper. I mentioned it before, but it's a Transportation Pro add-on. You can see it up here. If you look on, where did I get that from? I have so many different add-ons. That is, try Blender Market. Maybe it's either Blender Market or somewhere else. I don't know. But yeah, it's just called Transportation Pro. You can see it right up here. Why do you have gloves on some this? So I have a drawing tablet. If you go, I uploaded a video recently where I went over my like entire setup up here. So my main screen is a old gaming laptop, or not laptop, but screen that I had. And then down below I have a drawing tablet. And so occasionally like I'll need to like draw something. And so I'll come down here and, you know, do that. You guys can't see that now, of course, since that I'm using for like my stream setup, all that stuff or whatever. But this, honestly, more than anything, this is super stupid to say, but honestly, I mostly use it for a like getting in the zone like thing. Like once this is on, like I subconsciously like get in the zone. I don't know, it's stupid to say, but yeah, you know, I do feel like it's some subconscious thing. But yeah, it's just a drawing tablet glove. So if you see any like artists use this or whatever, that's what it is. Sweet. Okay, you guys are like one vote away. I'm gonna start my 30-second timer, so you guys have 30 seconds starting now. Okay. But yeah, no, I highly recommend, honestly, getting a drawing tablet if you are looking for a second screen. It's just so much nicer. Like it's insane. So I hate that comment. I hate that so much. Also, so sorry. Oh, Sexy Jet made a comeback. Dang, you guys made it in at the buzzer. Did I turn that off or something? I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay. Oh man, Sexy Jet takes over. Dang, you guys are crazy. Okay. We're gonna... would you say tracking in After Effects and importing is better than tracking in Blender? No, it sucks. Blender for CGI and 3D, Blender is going to be 10 times better at tracking than After Effects. And even Blender kind of sucks. Like I use Synthesize in this video or this stream. It's so much better than even Blender. So, dang, I'm proud of you guys. Sexy Jet won. I'm surprised. Or Cessna people, you guys just let up in the... Oh, here's Synthesize, by the way. So that's what I use for camera tracking. Which Sexy Jet though? Should I make another poll? No, we're done. What's even the difference? I don't even know. We're just gonna do the low poly. What is the difference? I guess if you're a mega jet nerd, then... Yeah, let's just see what the difference is real quick. Which do we like better? Here, let's just place them in the scene first, where they would actually be, and we'll decide from there. You guys think it matters if the wing is like theoretically clipping into the floor? Because if not, we're gonna have to place it up here, and I don't think that's gonna be as cool. So personally, I don't mind that the plane is gonna be clipping through the floor. Let me know if that's gonna make you mad, and if it is, then cry about it. Okay, so that's there. I might be thinking the small plane. I don't know about you guys. Also, why are both of these in the paper collection? Oh man, a lot of comments. Did you have a way to make the CGI object interact with a reflected like a person? Yeah, so we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. I use Equalizer for tracking. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. This thing is huge. The pick plane is better, is more speed. Nah, if wing is gonna clip, you gotta add sparks. Dang, you guys are like, yeah, Jacob, add this, add friggin' water simulation, Jacob. Like, You guys are crazy. It would be a Mission Impossible movie. We'll do a smaller one. Because I do agree with you, the larger one is like the one I was thinking. But like this, I think is much better in terms of the is that gonna be clipping into our, what should we call it? Gotta make it like out here. Let's bring the trackers back because I also don't want to be like crashing into the freaking, whatchamacallit. Oh, and we can actually see that. Interesting. It's going to be in the start of the clip anyway. Let's get this ball out of here. Let's turn the paper off for now. Let's see. I just want to get like kind of timing for this shot. Let's also turn the plane off. And what else would be? There we go. Okay. Okay, we're going to start on frame 35. So 35, it's going to be like all the way back here. And then we'll just set it to frame 100. It's going to come up here and out of frame. Right click, interpolation mode, linear. Did we see it clipping in the ground? I don't think so. It is clipping with the side of our thing though. It's kind of annoying. Let's quickly fix that. What would that be? That would be the Y. Let's delete the Y. Oh, that is the ground, actually. Also, how does this look? Let me quickly test. Why are some of this? Ew. That might not be a problem if we have motion blur. Let's quickly render an image. See if 0.5 looks good. Nice. First crash. Sweet. Because this add-on does have higher poly models. Those higher poly models are insane render times. So we shall see. Rose on fire giving. Yeah, is that gonna be the meme of just making us like making me do all this sim work for every shot? Thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Add a nuke explosion. What time is it where I live? It is currently 4 p.m. So yeah, I'm US based, so the Great Jacob was the hardest work. What was your hardest work in Blender? That's a good question. Hardest work in Blender. I recently did, I can't talk about it since it's not out yet and I'm under contract with them. But my hardest work recently was I did this shot. It was a advertisement, social media advertisement, but it required hair and simulation, hair simulation, stuff like that. And that, like, for some reason, not only was it hard to like get working and make all the collisions, and also like I have a pretty good machine. It freaking like destroyed my machine, like just loading the freaking program. Like it was crazy. But rendering it out before all this stuff, I had like decent sample count, all that stuff. It was taking like 2 minutes per frame for like a 600 frame sequence. And I was like, okay, that's not going to fly with this timeline. And so I like figure out all this stuff. I ended up like downloading this plugin, and it was a whole situation. So pro tip, hair. Number one, I had never done hair before, right? And so this client, I had to make sure I told them that I was like, hey, I've never done hair before and all that stuff or whatever. I did not realize how not bad hair is inside of Blender. And the hair was like super long. So it's not like fur or anything like that. It's like literally long strands of hair. And so just the computational power was insane for that quick of a turnaround. So it's 1:33 a.m. What are you doing still up? My stream is not that important. How about you move it to outside or do the masking of the roof so it flies between the train? Ooh, maybe. That could be cool. Blender 4.2 give me so many glitches and bug and particle sim. Interesting. Some people earlier were talking about 4.2 being buggy. So anyone from Pakistan? I know there were because I posted one video and apparently the clip was from Pakistan. Yeah, we're having this clipping issue too. So let's go back to our thing. This is very close. So one person said, what if I do something like this? Like have, because theoretically here, let me actually, this is actually something I do need to do. Let's determine where this is. So it's roughly, it would be in line with, I think, the platform. I don't know if this actually matters in terms of like, I don't think I'm going to actually add this in to affect anything in the scene, but I just need to establish it so we can figure out collisions and all that. Again, my camera tracking is not the best, so 10 p.m. Yeah, that's my problem with my audience is they're so worldwide, and so you know there's not one best time for me to do these streams or anything like that. So yeah, so if we were to theoretically do the rotation stuff, it'd have to be like out here, something like that. What do you guys think? Do you think rotating it or keeping how we had it and just letting it clip? Because I could go either way. Is my subscriber thing working? Might not be working, I don't know. $10 p.m. Are you guys like UK area? Wings should scrape the paper, so rotate. I'd watch you anytime. There you go. Also, quick news, since you guys are watching me live, next week I actually have a friend of mine, and I'm wanting to start a podcast series. This first episode is going to be very like it's going to be temporary name, temporary setup, all that type of stuff. The idea is we're going to build some of this stuff out to have higher production quality, but I'm starting a podcast, and so next week is going to be that first episode. It's going to be a live thing. Don't worry, I'll market it out. I'll get all the information out there so you guys can start planning around schedules if you are interested. But we're going to be talking about some industry stuff, some visual effects. She's actually done some virtual production as well, and so we're going to have a grand old time. The idea of the podcast is to not be as technical and like educational. It's more going to be about entertainment, just because I find you know, so many of this line of work is purely educational and there's no like entertainment value, and I think it'd be very fun to like, you know, still have that educational value, but you know, some entertainment in there. So yeah, podcast coming soon. Because what the funny thing is that actually inspired it is I don't want to do that. Was yeah, let me reset this real quick. Be like that. But I had some clients that when I was talking to them, they're like, holy cow, your mic sounds like a podcast mic. And I was like, interesting. And I was like, why not? You know, I feel like I have the audience, I have tons of the experience and like people to bring on. And so, you know, let's do it. And so we're going to start that next week with her. And so hopefully it blossoms into this beautiful thing that I can have for the channel as well. Yeah, so the clip in HRI, I'll just go ahead and show you. So here, I'll actually just put it in the chat. So here's the HRI, and then here's the train clip. So if you guys want to play around with this as well, please don't steal my idea. But if you want to do it for some testing and stuff like that, go for it. Now the plane is an asset, so it might be hard for you to, unless you got the money. I really like this field. I was just started learning. Please, should I start learning Cinema 4D or Blender? It depends what you want to do. If you're wanting to do motion graphics for the industry, then Cinema 4D. If you're wanting to learn visual effects, unfortunately, neither program or industry are used inside of the industry for 3D visual effects. However, they do teach you stuff that you can apply to the programs you would be using in the industry. If you are super industry focused and everything like that, I actually recommend people start out with Houdini, not only just for the simulation work, but for the 3D and lighting on all that. Maybe get like Octane. Probably, I wouldn't recommend Octane. Probably, I guess Redshift would be the most. The problem with industry standard, right? If you're looking for 3D, is that if you get into the higher end studios like Weta, Digital Domain, all that kind of stuff, they kind of have their own proprietary 3D packages. And so, of course, those aren't available for consumers. However, it's still good to start learning some of the kind of theories and, you know, all that stuff so that you can more easily apply it, if that makes sense. So that's what I would say there. Like even me, right? For me, I do freelance, but I'm in the advertising industry. So pretty much when I get handed a shot, I do everything from compositing, sometimes color and sometimes editing and stuff like that. But that's the reason I use Blender, is because it's free. It's a great tool for what I need to use it for. And since I am in charge of all that stuff, like I literally hire people based on what's needed for a project. And so that's why I made the conscious decision to use Blender for my work, just because, I mean, I absolutely love the program. Like, I don't need all of the industry standard benefits from a 3D point of view. Now, compositing, I highly recommend Nuke. Nuke is, I'm actually working on a video now explaining why you should move away from After Effects and learn Nuke instead if you are interested in visual effects. So that'll be coming soon. Quick rant about that. I recorded everything. I'm trying to up my production value now that I have like kind of more time to work on all this stuff. And I meant to record in 4K. I literally pressed the button on my phone to set it to 4K. And I guess I refreshed my phone or something like that, and it went to 1080p. And so it's just, you know, I'm not re-recording it, so this one is going to be, the attempt was there, is all I'll say. But great, Jacob. Can you recommend some tips how to track people? Don't. Would be my tip. If you really had to, you know, honestly, I've never dealt with people tracking. I have dealt, I worked on a feature film where they had to track some specific parts of somebody. You know, it's if you can do motion capture, that's ideal, but of course 99% of the time you can't. So, you know, I don't have a recommendation there. I haven't ran into anything to where I've even seen videos of like how you would do it or anything like that. So probably not the answer you wanted, but Okay, I kind of hate this material. This like super chrome material. I don't know why that's there. I think, let's see. I think we can make edible for animation. I might not have this installed correctly because I think I moved it too. Let's go to preferences, add-ons, transportation. I'm gonna bring this down here in case there is any sensitive information. Sorry guys, you don't gonna steal my add-ons. Okay, it should be fine. Yeah, let's test it real quick. Okay, so it does work. Crash number 2. Let's go, guys. We are on a roll. Oh, and I think I am testing some stuff with Eevee next. Okay, so here's my problem with Eevee next. Obviously it's for those lower end computers and also people who need like real-time renders and stuff like that. The idea is there. I am just such a like cycles person in terms of like what you can achieve the look wise. Like I need like photo realism in that sense, you know? And like, I'm not hurting from the render time, so that kind of makes things difficult, but also like, I don't know, it's just, it wasn't meant for me. I'm struggling. I've never used Eevee before either, seriously, and so all the light stuff just doesn't make sense to me. Well, add-on, this is the Transportation Pro add-on. So it comes with an add-on and then also an asset pack. And so in theory, you don't need this add-on, but it is nice for this stuff to like set car paint and stuff, or not car paint, but like paint. Honestly, I'm kind of digging the white look. We'll try like a red. I don't know. What color do you guys want? Because I can change it whenever. I'll keep working. I kind of do like how reflective this is. Also, I don't like this chrome color because you can tell it's super blocky. And if I make, yeah, I think certain of these things you can't make editable for some reason. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, I honestly, I think it's fine because the motion blur is going to get away. Also, real quick, let's do one other renderer to see if I fixed all the other issues I was having, because I want to see how it looks with like the shadow and stuff. You can change metallic look. Pre-sim, press metallic button. Ooh, that looks that looks pretty sick. I know I haven't composited in or anything like that, but like I like the red much more. Much better. I definitely should I make the motion blur less? Since it's like kind of a phone footage, I'll make it a little bit less. Like a 0.3 maybe. I think that'll be good. We'll render it one more time. But Eevee Next can't calculate the light bounce is the light source. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have a lot of problems with Eevee Next that were problems I had with Eevee, and I was hoping the global illumination, you know, thing would help. But honestly, like my standard is just so high that like for like realism that like I don't know. 20 seconds per frame for this stuff is actually pretty decent right now. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Let's bring the paper back in. Okay, so here's where the fun begins. We're gonna select both of these. And so I do like the strength. So we'll go like right here. Like that, and hit I for both of these. Because I do like the strength here. So I'm going to keep both of those. But now we're going to, like right before, we're going to set it to, we'll do like divided by 10 maybe. On both of those. So that we get some nice interactions. Health numero uno. Thank you, thank you. Hello, sir. What graphics card are you running? I'm currently running a 3090 Ti, and using optics inside of Blender. I will say, Nvidia is coming out with their new graphics cards here soon, and so your boy is gonna upgrade his setup. That's all I'll say. I'm looking. I have some saved up budget from my company and YouTube to maybe get 5090 and another station. So if that's the case, then that'll be even more insane. Because 3090 Ti is already insane, but it can even be more insane. Oh no, what happened to our I had the collision turned off. Silly Jacob. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, that is a strat, though. Like, if you can buy, like, a couple 4080s or, like, a 4090 or something, or a couple 4090s or something, you know, that's not a bad idea either. Okay, this definitely needs to be higher. Delete bakes. This is the fun time where we now get to play around with this. So we'll times this by, we divide it by 10, so times it by 5. Yeah, so this is the painstaking thing that we have to do now, is just play around with these numbers until, that's why honestly I don't love physics. It's very boring. I love the final result, but okay. Let's delete bakes. Let's come back down here. And we're gonna we'll go to this one. I want to like literally kick all the paper, like it's going jet speed, right? So it's gotta like massively push these guys. Couple of just one, otherwise my kids will starve. Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, no, GPUs are crazy now. But they are hugely important, and they've made me a lot of money, so sometimes it's, oh yeah. Get all that paper everywhere. That's kind of cool, not gonna lie. And the paper looks doesn't look half decent too. Or half bad. How does it look with motion blur though? That's what I always like to see. What is going on, Space Hunter? Welcome to the stream. Ooh, guys, I'm liking. This is looking sick. Okay. I think that's at a pretty good spot now. Let's go ahead and break out some things and start thinking about compositing. Also for this, let's do that. So I want to have 3 passes. I want to have a paper pass, a plane pass, and a shadow pass. I'm not going to like if I was doing this for a client, and this is same for like cars and stuff like that. Anything that's like that, you kind of always want to do a multi-layer thing for itself, you know, like break it up in the color, you know, diffusion pass. You want to have like a glossy pass, all that kind of stuff. For this, I'm kind of just going to leave it as is, honestly. Okay, so let's get this up here. Yeah, GPUs, the nice thing about Blender though, honestly, is the ability to because like video games and stuff like that don't really benefit from having to GPUs as much. It used to be a thing, I think, but now not a lot of things support it. But I think Blender is like that weird use case to where if you double your GPU, in theory, you should have close to double the performance of everything. So again, I don't know if that's true, but we're gonna say it is. So paper needs to be that. Collision we can turn off. We don't need collision anymore. I think that's it. So that's a plane. Let's do the paper. Should I do that holdout actually? Yeah, I should do that holdout. And then we're gonna do shadow. Sweet. This is gonna be sick, guys. I can't wait. Oh, and then here's a quick tip for you guys. If you go up to new and go to add a all, or I just like to call it all, you can name it whatever you want. What you can actually do is you can come down to the view layer properties, uncheck this use for rendering, and now we kind of have a scene that we can do our edits in. But now, like, say if I'm trying to do like edits to the plane, right? But I'm in the paper view layer. If I want to make edits to the plane, I'll have to come up here, go to plane, all that stuff or whatever. But if I select this all, since we're not rendering this out, it's not going to eat up extra render time or anything like that. But I can make adjustments here and know that it's going to apply to all the other ones. And so just quick tip. We're going to go to compositing, go to paper, shadow, and we're going to render this out as a EXR multi-layer. WAA, I'm going to override this to ACCG and 3 inputs. Since I'm doing inside of Nuke, you don't have to, but I like to put the first pass as RGBA. So that'll be our plain pass. And then we'll do paper and shadow. And all that does, by the way, the RGBA is just kind of Nuke's naming convention. So that we don't have to like add an extra shuffle node and stuff. You'll see in a little bit if you stick around. This is V1. Always important to version, guys. And then we'll just call this what are we gonna call this? Stream 4. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We'll just name it that. Okay. And am I rendering? I'm not rendering anywhere other than that. Okay. And honestly, guys, this is in 4K. I'm rendering as 1080p right now. I might just render the final thing as 1080p. Because, I mean, I'm going to be posting this to Instagram, so who cares? You should scale up the holdout plane, otherwise the wing will be seen. I'm going to mask that out. Don't worry about that. That's why I turned it off, because I want to have this information there, because no information would be worse. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the masking and compositing. You'll see. Dual GPU uses only the higher VRAM from the pool. It does not add up to the pool. Oh, it uses smaller VRAM. Gotcha. But I've seen tests of like people having like 2 GPUs and it's like pretty good. Do you primarily work in the... Yeah, for sure. This is my day job. I work in advertising, music videos, feature films, anything that comes my way. I mostly, I will say if I'm doing anything that's like industry, I'm mostly brought in as a compositing artist. Just because Blender really isn't a industry standard package. So it's a little bit about my background. But for this stuff, I love doing Blender. Like, honestly, Blender's great. Have you ever done a tutorial on set extension? I have not, but let me know if you guys would be interested in that, because it could be fun to do something like that. I've done a few shots of set extension in just Nuke. So yeah, so this is what I was talking about, why I've named it RGBA, because we can actually see it here. If I didn't name that, I would have to do a shuffle node. And so it's just one extra shuffle node, so it's not too big of a deal, but it just kind of helps me. How did you understand you want to do VFX, not like program games or something? So I my kind of first intro into visual effects was watching some behind the scenes of Transformers, and that was actually really fun. It looked really fun, of like on set, like green screen work, all that stuff. And so I remember like being blown away by that. I was like, huh, what is that stuff? So that's what led me to film. I actually went to film school to be an editor. And so that's a little bit of background. You guys should know I wanted to be an editor. I didn't even want to be a visual effects artist. But then all of a sudden, like, you know, I remember thinking, oh, you know, visual effects, let's test it out and stuff. Tried it out, did a YouTube channel on it, and yeah, well, now we're here and I love it. I made the complete right decision. Like, I could not imagine myself being an editor. That would have been crazy. Okay, I forget what to do here. I think Blender for some reason uses sRGB. Just so silly. I might not even need that. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since okay. That looks pretty right, I think. Unfortunately, like, there's no exact way in my experience, because Blender uses the AGX view transform inside of the program. And so that's why they're not going to match up perfectly, but that's pretty darn close. Yeah. I wonder actually if I read this in as ACES CG, that might be why I think, okay, it didn't really matter. But I think that's a technically correct way, because inside of Blender, I put, yeah, okay. I was like, did I put that? I put ACES CG as a color space. Okay, sick, guys. So, let's do a test comp. This is always very important, in my opinion, to do kind of some test here. So let's think. I want the paper, so I need the plane to be the no. Okay, let me just set everything up. This is how you do multi-layer workflows inside of Nuke. You just use a shuffle node, and then I'll bring our paper thing out here and merge that into our stream. Set extension, maybe. That's a good idea. I'll definitely see if I can find some footage to do some for. That'd be sick. Just looked on YouTube for some tutorials and didn't find anything that looked promising, so would be great if you did one. Sick. Yeah, maybe I will. The Jacob lore. There is some nice tutorials, but way too advanced for beginners. Yeah, so check him out. What advice you'll have as a pathway for a new VFX artist? Honestly, if I was starting over, one of the things I highly recommend that new artists do that might be a little not typical. Oh, you know what I do have to do? I have to reformat. Or wait a minute. This is reformatted to 1080p. Yeah, we're gonna work on 1080p because I don't feel like rendering out full. So anyway, like I was saying, I would actually really recommend people to start. So obviously start learning programs and all that stuff, but more importantly than anything is post your stuff online. Like literally, I find too many of my peers and stuff like that just don't want to post their stuff online, and I just feel like self-marketing is so important in our kind of age, and getting your name out there, but more importantly, getting eyes on your work is so important for a new beginning artist. This is more for the freelance side, but it can also lead to jobs in studio work and stuff like that. And so just get your work out there, you know, like don't be afraid that your stuff sucks, because I feel like there are too many perfectionists. It's better to do quantity over quality in the beginning, in my opinion, just because you're going to learn so much faster, but also you're going to get noticed so much faster because you have so much more content out there. And so hope that makes sense of kind of why I recommend that. And I wish I did it sooner. As soon as I started doing it, like I noticed such a uptick in like not only recognition, but also like I was getting clients in and stuff like that, and I was able to actually start gaining some kind of ground there. So that's my biggest recommendation. Of course, you got to have the skills to back it up, though. So you got to have the skills to pay the bills. I'm going to grade this a little bit. What am I doing? Alpha. Did I shuffle that already? Yeah. Let's do some grading. This is a great process, by the way, because it allows me to perfectly match like black and white level. So basically right now I'm just trying to find the whitest points of the clip and also the darkest points. That's all this stuff is. And in theory, I always get worried when I do this stuff because if it doesn't work, I'm a fraud. In theory, that's more color matched, and it might be a little bit too much, so I'm gonna bump down this, and then oh, is it clipping, by the way? I've had some weird stuff happening recently where like the whites are like, yeah, it's like, I don't know why it does that. Do you guys know why it like goes above 1 for linear? I don't know if I've ever seen it go above, like, does Blender, when it's doing its thing, does it go above 1 values? Like that just, it doesn't make sense to me. That's one of the things I've never really kind of solved. I mean, we can like add a clamp. Yeah, we can add a clamp thing in here, but never really understood that. Yeah, we gotta redo this now. Or do we? Yeah, let me just undo everything. Sometimes the whites give me trouble. So sometimes I just like to kind of manually put that in. And that's a lot of white. Where's that white coming from? I think it's coming from the HRI. I wonder if I can change that, because I don't love how it's clipping out everything. I think that might be better. Or under another image and see. So right, I've been so afraid for so long. Literally nobody, like, here's the thing I would tell you guys, like, nobody cares, right? Like, they're either gonna like see your stuff and be like, holy crap, that guy's so awesome, let me check out his other stuff, or they're gonna be like, okay, on to the next, right? Like, they're like, too many people are scared to post stuff, in my opinion. Maybe because of AGX is a stupid view transform. There might be a way, like, honestly, maybe the workflow is to literally go into here, and I think if you work off of standard, like, this is what you should be color. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, because we're just losing all that data. Let me try. Okay, this is going to be me testing some stuff, guys, so don't follow anything I do. But what if we do, instead of this, we'll do custom, because we can read in Blender's OCIO, right? And so if I read this in, now we can go to, what do we want to use? Because now we can go to AGX base sRGB. Oh. I did not. AGX sRGB. Or wait, linear, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's in theory like exactly what we should be seeing out of Blender, but sometimes for some reason it always looks weird. Like it never matches, in my opinion, to the original footage. But I guess that didn't really matter for now. Seeing linear. Or maybe it doesn't, you know. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, so everything for some reason, Blender is an sRGB. I don't know the technical side of that, but like, how do we work in Rec 709? You know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can do that in, I don't know, color transforms. Don't be mean to me. I know I should, but yeah, so I've seen the D-Light method. I haven't tested around too much with it. So I'll definitely have to check it out. Whoops. So Alder and Peters has a good color space and management. Interesting. So we use it for compositing. So somebody asks, what do we use Nuke for? Nuke is a compositing tool. Basically, like this looks fine inside of Blender, but we can get this so much better looking inside of compositing. So compositing is the one thing, if you're like struggling on why your visual effects looks bad, compositing is the one thing you should invest in. Don't invest inside of Blender, invest in compositing, in my opinion. Nice tutorial, sweet. Interesting. So you're saying Alfie, who Vaughn or whatever his name is, has like a Blender 2 Nuke workflow? That's interesting. Congrats for your work. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do they work at the same time with Blender? I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know. Okay, so this is what we're probably going to go forward with instead. Let's do the grading again. Just start over from scratch, because now we're still dealing with the clamping. Did I accidentally add this in? Okay, let's delete that. So if I clamp this, like, I don't understand why these freaking numbers are above 1. Like, why does Blender work like that? I don't know the technical, so maybe there's some technical aspect of it, but like, why are we working above? Because so my cursor's up here, by the way. I'm looking at these numbers right here. Those numbers should not be above 1. It's literally everything else I work with inside of compositing the normal way, right? It's fine. But whenever I introduce Blender CGI, it's always above 1. I don't understand it. So, beats me. Is there a node that I can add to where it doesn't lose those values, but it remaps them? Because I thought that's what clamp does, but I don't know. I think we use this value down here. Why does it make everything so much like that? Is the white value off or something? I think the white value might have been off. Why is it doing that? I've never had that happen before. Oh, it's doing that glitch again. Okay, I don't know. It's because these freaking things are going above freaking 1. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. So I'm just going to manually do the whites again. Just do the gain. Yeah, it's just a weird kind of thing. Maybe I'm not understanding something correctly. And let's see. I think the saturation might need to go down. What I kind of like to do is place a temporary color correct at the very end. I'm not going to render this out or anything, because I'll probably do some color correction inside of DaVinci or something. I like to like do some basic kind of coloring up here to see. You know, just see what values we can get away with. Because that'll influence my color later, since I am doing my own color. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, let's do the papers now. I use the photographer add-on to render stuff in Blender. Interesting. You guys are like giving me all these like things I've never heard of before. The photographer add-on. So I'm glad that I'm not alone in like my frustration of like why in using linear color space it's like going above 1. Because I've even used other CG plates from other CG artists and never ran into any of those issues, and it was still an EXR linear format. And so I just don't know why Blender kind of is weird. Do they work at the same time with Blender? So basically the idea, right, is that whatever you're seeing inside of Blender is this composite node. And so usually artists will just render straight to the composite node. And that is what in most cases makes like bad visual effects. And so what I'm doing, I'm rendering out to image sequences. And so instead of doing all my compositing inside of Blender, I'm basically doing the compositing inside of another program, in this case Nuke. And it'll give us much better results. So that's why I feel like a lot of like people learning Blender don't understand is that like Blender is supposed to be part of the process, not the entire process. Like this is like compositing is one of the most important stages and everybody just kind of like ignores it. And so I'm trying to like teach people that, hey, you're missing an entire process for visual effects. Like what games do I play? That is a hot topic. Maybe I should do like some game streams with you guys or something. Most times I just play single player games right now. I used to be a huge Battlefield fan. Battlefield was great until they suck recently. So, yeah, I mean, I've been playing, let's see, I haven't been playing too. I just started like the Division 2, playing that some. It's fine. Maybe you're under, new and underexposed. Maybe, I don't know. Wait, I'm late. Are you going to do any more shots? Not today. Each of these, I mean, these streams, like, I don't even know how long we've been streaming, but like a normal visual effects shot takes a long time. So it's honestly amazing to be able to do this stuff. Inlight channel, guys, I'm not gonna say anything to spoil anything, but I have some exciting plans. So that's all I'll say about Vladimir's comment. Definitely check out Photographer for me as a game. Interesting. Okay. Well, thanks so much. Is that, I'm guessing, a paid add-on? So use Fusion. I refuse to use Fusion. Fusion. This is gonna be so controversial to say. Fusion sucks. I'm sorry. It's true. Fusion sucks. That's gonna be a very hot topic in the comments section. Ultra Kill. You know, I know what it is. I haven't played it at all, unfortunately. Did you start like compositor or 3? So give us an idea about your background and how you start in and do self-study or join something. So I was always interested in Blender. I kind of started as a animator. You know, this is gonna sound super cringy, but Minecraft like parody, like animation videos, all that kind of stuff or whatever. I was super interested in that. So I did some testing with Blender. This was back when I had a super crappy laptop. And honestly, I loved it. I didn't start specifically until into visual effects until I decided I wanted to be a filmmaker. And I was like, oh man, like there's this whole world of visual effects I didn't even know existed. And so I started in that. I started in the 3D side of things. You know how I just talked about how you shouldn't just render inside of Blender? That was totally me. I didn't know that, you know, compositing existed, anything like that. And so that's kind of how I got my start of literally just doing personal. Like I did so many, I've probably done over 1,000 like visual effect shots now. Like, and so that's really how I did it and kind of learned on the way, self-taught, all that stuff. And yeah, that's kind of how I got my start, you know, so. Okay, so what else do we have to do? We have to do that masking like I was saying. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that. But after this, I think it's just about rendering the stuff out. Where is the edge of the thing? Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, so this is the reason I don't trust holdouts inside of Blender, because masking is going to allow you to have, excuse me, so much more control over this stuff. Because like, say we got this render straight out of Blender, I'm like, ooh, I don't like how sharp that line is. All of a sudden, we're out of luck. We have to re-render the entire thing and be like, you know, oh well. But now instead of having to re-render all that stuff, I can add a blur node and literally blur the freaking mask, and like it's so much better looking. Like it, like, gosh, guys, I'm telling you, learn compositing. It's such a lifesaver. Especially too, because like right now, right, like I don't like how this this wing is looking right here. Like technically there would be some like contact shadow at the very bottom, and so instead of like going all the way back to Blender and re-rendering that, what I could do is just add a gray node, add another mask, so that's in form of a roto node inside of Nuke, and we'll blur it a little bit so it feathers itself, and then literally just, you know, add the area I want to mask, and change down like the gain and the gamma. I'll change up the gain. I'll just do the gamma. But you know, like little tweaks like that are like, this is what gets paid you the big bucks in real VFX. You know, having that flexibility and stuff like that. And like, I'm even cheating a little bit too. I'm doing an overall beauty pass. This is what we call like a beauty pass. Usually in CGI, we'll break it up into all these separate passes for like the reflections, the color, all that stuff or whatever. And I'm also baking in the motion blur. And so I'm cheating a lot in this just for the sake of like getting this stuff out fast. But there is just such a wide world out there, and you guys, like, you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't learn compositing. Only person that did not abbreviate my name to thanks for sharing. Can we track this mask? I mean, if there's something, a moving object, then what to do? So yeah, so for this shot, I'll probably, since the camera is moving for this mask, I'll probably just hand animate it, because there's no other kind of method to do it well. What I'll probably do eventually is I'll stabilize the footage so it's a little bit easier, even though this is a complex movement. There's like turns and push in and stuff like that. So unfortunately, this is the sucky part about visual effects, is I'll have to literally hand animate this mask. Not every frame. You want to do it maybe every 5 or 10 frames, you know, and then change it if necessary. This isn't going to be a bad mask job at all. Also up here, I'll have to do some fancy stuff to actually get the wing. Actually, we can do that now. I think I can use a keyer node to get out these windows. This is just a luminance key for anybody who's curious. It just gives us all that nice, lovely detail. Love that. And we're going to invert that. Let's see how to do this. What's the smartest way? Because this is where we start to build out like different masking and stuff like that. So I'll merge this with that. Yeah, so this is where we start to build out like some different masking things, and then I'll need to multiply these together because I just want this section up here. So I'll have to do another, whatchamacallit, another animating a mask. And so there you go. Now we have that. I might have to get really precise. That's going to be kind of annoying. I'll just, no, I gotta do it there. Yeah, so something like that. And then this is where I can bring these in a little bit. Might add in a road node filter. Now these you really got to be careful with. These can go wrong super fast. And what I also might do, let's think real quick. Let's undo that actually. What I could do instead is let's add this here. If I just turn down the gain, maybe some of the gamma. I think that's helping. Yeah, so it's just getting rid of some of that stuff. Oh, and what I also want to do is I just want it around my plane wing, so I'll actually use the alpha. This is super messy, by the way, so I'll post a stamp it, try to make it a little bit not messy. So this one I want to, let's see, let me think real quick. So we have that and then that. So we want to multiply them. I think that's what we want. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Also, what I might do is I might use the whole thing and then reformat it down after the luminance. Does that help? Maybe. It's just 1080p, so it's like super blurry. I don't know if that helped, honestly. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Then we'll blur it a little bit too. Oh, maybe erode it, then blur it. There we go. That's better. We're losing a lot of the detail on the whatchamacallit though. So let's not do 1. Do like 0.3. Okay, did any of that stuff help? I guess a little. I'll mess with it later. You should add some reflection from the floor. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. No, you're right. Okay, I thought I was trying to keyframe my mask every time. Feel better now. Nice. Should you do a unpre-multiply node before the Luma key for the wing? Should you do a unpre-multiply node before Luma key for the wing? Before the luminance key? Why would I do an unpre-mult for the... You're saying over here? Like the alpha... I guess I'm confused what the unpre-mult is going to do for the alpha channel. Like... Yeah, I guess I'm confused about that. Yeah, because unpre-mult, right, is just for applying alpha channel to the image, you know, in this case, our CGI. And so it's not touching up. Unpre-multiplying does nothing to the alpha channel. And so since all this stuff over here is just alpha channel work, it doesn't matter if we pre-mult it. I guess, is that what you're getting at? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Let's do the reflection. Let's see how to do that, because Blender, I wish we had a better way to do it inside of Blender. Because what I'm probably going to do is let's grab, that's our plane. Let's duplicate this plane and move it to a new collection, reflection. And we're going to add a new, we're going to copy settings, but this one we're going to turn on that reflections. go. Let's turn this back to AGX. So in what I think you're saying, let's turn off the shadow, or yeah, the shadow collection. This one, we don't want to be a shadow catcher. And we want this to be we're gonna do reflection. This we're gonna do metallic rough all the way down to 0. We have the HRI reflecting too. Didn't think about that. Is there a way to turn off glossy from the HRI? You guys know? I've never had to do that before. Glossy is like everything that we need from... It's gonna be super jank, but... Oh no, I know what we're doing. I know exactly what we're doing. You guys are gonna hate me for this. Black. Oh, actually, we can just do... We can just turn it off fully. There we go. Now we have the reflections, and then we need to go ahead and turn this off for the shadow, volume scatter, transmission, diffuse. Ooh, we got a subscriber. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we got another subscriber. Did it like kick back on or something? We just got 2 back to back. Nice. I wish I was a little bit... Yeah, I thought that Unpremo would keep the edges clear. I'm all new to Nuke compositing. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so quick explanation for that. What we basically do on pre-multi... I feel like you know the basis of it. Basically, we have this alpha channel and we want to unpremult it, especially since we have motion blur and stuff like that. We want to keep all that data and stuff like that. So when we unpremult it, we do this. But the alpha channel hasn't changed. Like if I turn this unpremult on and off, like the alpha channel is not changing at all. It's just not being applied to our color layers yet. And so that's why we do all the color correction there. And then we premult it at the end. So in theory, if I change this back and forth, you can see there's a slight change right here. That's because if you have it off, it's actually not applying the color corrections well. But since all we care about here, like over here, all I care about is the alpha channel. So you can see here's our alpha channel mask of this and this. Yeah, that's why they're different. So as you can see, we're just using them as mask sockets over here. And so that's why we don't really care about unpremultiplying anything. So if that, hopefully that kind of clears up why that is. Okay, I think this is going to be fine. If we now turn plane and paper off, also we don't need the collision. Because the lighting is different, yes, but it's like, we're going to blur it and do weird stuff with it anyway. Also, this might not be the best way to do it inside of Blender. I will say I've never really like spent time to actually learn a more proper way to do the reflections inside of Blender. So maybe this is just crazy. I also wonder if we go, let me just do a quick test real quick. Let's do all these. Because I also want to see real quick. If I can maybe get one of the passes. Yeah, this pass is going to take freaking forever also. Wait, why is it? Why are there streaks? Did I not? Oh, I know why. Whoopsies. Paper. There we go. Let's see if this works. Just had an aha moment. Sick. That's what we're here for. What is this on the camera, by the way? Is this my mic? No. Oh, I guess my camera get knocked or something. Oh well. Now I pointed out, I'm gonna make you guys suffer through seeing that. Did I put the wrong plane? Oh. I need to put this plane in the reflections as well. Another render. Good thing is it's only taking 35 seconds, so that's fine. For 200, let's do that quick math real quick. Calc. So 200 frames times, what is it? 30, we'll say 36. 5 by 60. Okay, is that perfectly 2 hours? That's kind of crazy. That's perfect. All right, so this is what I want to see. So first of all, let's check our other things, making sure we're not crazy. Shadow looks good. Paper and plane look good. And so for this one, let's see if I want to go to indirect. Okay, they're literally the same. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check. Do we need ambient occlusion? Do we want ambient occlusion, guys? I don't want to like render out all this space. Let me check. My storage stuff is like becoming tight. Like I only have like 2 terabytes of my main drives. This one is a hard drive that's not redundant, and so I'm scared. This is gonna be very cringy for you tech people out there. I don't have any redundancy on my storage at the moment, which is a huge no-no for clients and stuff like that. So sorry if a client is watching right now. The nice thing is everything client-wise I have on SSDs right now. So they are so much more reliable. And unless I literally like, you know, throw water on my system right now, we're totally fine. So I will say this Black Friday, I am upgrading to a NAS. Because I'm looking to get another computer as well. So that's why I'm going with a NAS, and that will have RAID, I think 1 on it. So that will, I will sleep so much better at night when I have that. So you can use the light path node in world setting to change what's visible to the camera. Use the light path node. Yeah, let's test that real quick, because I'm pretty sure this is, fine for what I need it for. So you're saying when the world settings you can add a light path. Whoops. Okay, and then that would plug into where? Into the strength of the background? Where would that plug into? I'm confused. It's more so for just me learning. Grade 0 for speed. Yeah, I don't need speed for optimal setup. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very long-term storage. Like the idea, right, is I have 2 terabytes of like current project storage I can use. Those are M.2 NVMe. And so those will be for my current projects I'm working on. Eventually, I'll have to look that up to see if I can even RAID those as well, because if I'm currently working on a project and the things go kaput, but those are SSDs, so those are more secure. It's still not 100% secure. Like if a short happens and stuff, I don't know. Maybe you guys are making me rethink my life decisions. We're gonna go ahead. So first of all, let's just disable all those. I don't think I'm gonna do ambient occlusion. I think we're getting decent enough ambient occlusion over here already. I'm gonna do it. Psych. Let's go to shadow. I think I want to do it there. Ambient occlusion. Plug in to function for mix node between two options. But like, what would the other option be? Give me a ping. I'll explain it to you. Nice try. You're trying to get my personal contact. Let's see if ambient occlusion worked. Maybe I do want ambient occlusion on the other one instead. Because it has... Yeah, let me just see real quick. Compare them. See, this is all stuff that you want to do beforehand, right? Because if I had rendered out that original pass and stuff like that, I would have been like out of luck here. That's always why you want to do a one frame test, because I've changed so many settings since then. Good night. You're finally calling it in at like freaking like 2 a.m. for you. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. And sweet dreams. How cute. You could use a transparent shader. Interesting. I'll definitely test that out real quick. I'm an IT guy. Privacy 10. There you go. I appreciate it. No, exactly. So you're probably like screaming like, oh my gosh, Jake, I can't believe you just said you don't have any redundancy in your system right now. If it makes you feel better, I have nothing I care about on hard drives. So I used to. And then even I, in my small IT brain, was like, that's a big no-no. Yeah, I'm probably going to just do that one. Yeah. Whoops. Let's render that out for realsies. See if our reflection worked. I've used this in the past and it's fine. It's fine for what we need it for. Just put it on floppy disks. There you go. Floppy disk for the win. Or just SD cards. Just have like a million SD cards lying around. No, yeah, definitely. I'm looking in NAS solutions. Maybe building my own. Because I built my PC on my own and they're like the same thing. I don't know, like Unraid. I've heard Unraid before to use, and from the basic knowledge I had of that, it's like you don't even install Windows or something. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. Okay, I want to do some quick test of the shadow for the ambient occlusion. So we're going to shuffle this out. Ambient occlusion, and then I'm going to use the red channel. I don't know if there's a specific channel you're supposed to use. Oops. And we're going to invert it as well. Or wait, instead of doing that, I think it's better to do it like that, maybe, to use less power. Okay, I think that was a good call because I actually do like that, having that control. I'm going to grade it up a little to have even more of it and then blur it. Also, a quick tip for you Nuke people, for some reason, gain and multiply are literally the same thing. Don't know the technical side of it, of why that is, but I didn't know that until recently. I was like, oh, they control the same thing, basically. Yeah, that's so much better. Oh, man. Because I almost never use ambient occlusion pass. Okay, so here, let's start organizing some stuff. Background. So this is ambient occlusion. Let's get it off of that stupid color. Like a blue. So we got ambient occlusion there. What is this? This is the plane. Backdrop. Plane. We're gonna do it its nice red color. This is shadow. And then this stuff over here. So here, I'm not gonna bother like doing all of it. It's gonna be my hold out, sure. And then this is the paper. There we go. Now we have things organized. I know that was probably making some of you mad. We used to have VHS tapes for backup back in the days. Nice. Thanks for today's stream. Gotta go. Thanks for a great day. Also, would love if you do more compositing tutorials, especially 3D compositing, as there is not much great sources like you out there. You know what? Maybe. We'll see if I'm open to it. 3D compositing is like a whole can of worms. Like, so much. Like, it'd probably take me like 4 hours to explain everything. Or green screen color, which you then remove with chroma key. I don't like doing chroma key if I can avoid it, just because I find luminance stuff is so much better. I'm assuming you're talking about for the reflection and or the ambient occlusion stuff. I just find chroma keying is not the way to go, honestly. Okay, and then the reflections, which we want that before the shadow. Does it matter? I don't know if it matters, right? Like if we have reflection before or after the shadow. I'm gonna do it after. Also, for you beginner Nuke people out there, you always want to make sure in your main pipe, you always have A on the left side and then B as your main pipe. And for anything alpha, you want on the left side. So that's why we're doing all of the alpha on everything over here. Everything on the left side of our pipe is alpha stuff. And everything on the right is our like color channels and stuff like that. So that's why for reflection, since we're going to be working with color channels, I want it on the right side. So just quick kind of thing right there. So we have our reflections. And then for this, I believe we can do a screen. Or wait a minute. Let me just think. Overlay. What's the opposite of screen? I forget. Oh. I haven't done this in a while because I forget. Is it plus? No, it's not plus. Yeah, I wish we had a nice alpha channel. What I might do is let's think. Let's do a keyer out here maybe. Literally just crunch everything. And then copy this in, maybe. Should it be a multiply? I don't think that's what we want though. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just do some ones I might think it is. Not stencil. Divide. And mask. Max. Min. Yeah, I just haven't messed around with some of these more obscure ones. I've done this before though. I'm just trying to remember how I actually did it. Yeah, let me just get these together and do like a quick test. Why wouldn't screen work if do I need to like gam it up or something? I mean, theory that should work, right? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to, so I have this pass. This is my reflection pass. It has a black background, but I'm trying to get it back onto our footage in a way that looks good, better. Because there's no like reflection workflow that I know of inside of Blender. I'm trying to like kit bash something here. Because now if we throw like a directional, What's the is it it's one of the blurs. Stir blur. It's either that or vector blur. I can't remember. It's gonna be linear, I think. Yeah, and then be like something like that. And then it's gonna be oh, it did work. What in the world? Yeah, maybe it just wasn't bright enough before. I was gonna say, I was like, why is this not working? Just do something really subtle, do you think? I just hate how the red's not coming in. Just crush the freaking saturation. Something like that, maybe. Can I crush it even more, do you think? I just do all of that. And instead of doing all of it, let's just do the red. I was doing the yellow too. Dang. So it's like right there. There we go. You know, it adds something, right? Like, what I'm actually gonna do, let's go to the yellow one. And I'm gonna push this down a little bit because I don't like how it barely comes across. That's fine. As long as we have like something there, I think that'll be the key. There's probably some better ways to do it, but papers and planes should have separate reflections. Maybe, because what I could also do, go to luminance, and what are these again? These are in the yellow area, so I can do like something like this, maybe. And just crush them. Yeah, so you can see it's muting them now. Still way too much over here though. Oh, I was gonna be like, why is it not affecting anything? That was weird. Let's undo all that stuff I did. Yeah, so now you can see we're basically just affecting the paper. I'll bring that down to like there. Still pretty noticeable. There we go. Do you see? See that? Let's make sure it's not bringing our reds down though. Yeah, I think that's fine. This back actually. There you go. I think this is something that we might also have to see in motion. I think that will determine a lot of it. Also, I am noticing we are missing, where was that? This one. And what I could also do as well is if I set, I think it's just this one I need. I could blur this a little bit because it is going through glass up here, so it would be a little blurred. It might be a little bit too much. Like that, maybe. And also, maybe a little bit discolored too. So it would be probably be just barely different color, you know. Honestly, changes it so minuscule that I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I think that reads better. Is the blur still a little bit too much? Because we're like losing all of it back here. Do something like that, just so it's splitting the difference. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I mean, we'll have to mask that area too. A lot of masks for this stuff, but that'll be fine. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it, guys. Like, the next thing I'll have to do is literally render this out and then just update all of my masks and stuff like that. But I think that's pretty it. I also benefit from defocusing it a little on the plane. It's so hard to tell with motion blurry stuff. I think we did like a 0.1 for the paper, so I'll just stick to, we'll split the difference. We'll do like a 0.15. It's so non-noticeable anyway. But I think that helps. And this is something I always attempt to do. I always question if I should even do it or not, because it can be way overdone in my opinion. Let's do some light wrap. Also, is there any glow? I find iPhone footage has like 0 glow. And glow is another thing that like beginner compositors way overdue, because I also did it. You know, I didn't think that with the motion blur it might not be worth it to helps it a little actually.
Okay, why not? Let's try it with the paper as well. See if we should even consider doing that on the paper as well. That helps a little, I guess. Again, you never want to overdo it because overdoing it is bad. Also, you always want to double check your edges because that can become problems too if you have like a very bright edge and stuff. But I don't think we'll run into issues. Okay, so this is like a third-party plugin I like using purely just for like I like adding like some more well, sometimes I use it for adding in lens flares, but lens flares are kind of not tasteful most of the time in my opinion. I more so use this program to add some like I also don't like lens dirt. I used to be a lens dirt guy. I just think it kind of makes everything look so muddy looking. There's one more thing it always has enabled. Trying to remember, center frame bloom. Yeah, I don't want that. So I use it for, you can add chroma shift, which is I think just I'm not viewing it. I was like, why? Yeah, you can add this. I don't like that. Sometimes I have it. Lens distortion. No. Whoops. See what the edge blur is looking like. Oh yeah, super sick. Okay. The one I'm mostly looking at, I'll do all that stuff, is the photographic bloom. Yeah, look at that. That looks so sick. Okay, so let's do this down and strength super down. It just like, it's almost like you put like a filter on the camera and you can way overdo it. You know, I love those like highlights and stuff like that. The size is also a little bit too big for me. We'll do like something like that. Like super low. Like something like that, you know, just kind of like add some slight bloom in areas. I don't know, I just kind of like it. Kind of adds like a pro mist feel to it. It's up to taste. Like I like it, how it's like giving some like edge glow there. Might up it a little bit more. Let's see. You can way overdo this. And if you're doing this for a client, I would never do something like this, but sometimes I feel like doing some fancy stuff. There's a great, I think Rebel Way is where I learned this from, but he was always like, get your bloom to where you want it to be. And then you always want to divide it by 2. The strength, just because you always put more than you need, and so that's kind of the rule they live by. And so yeah, again, super subtle. I think it blends it in a little bit more. And let's make sure with the color correction it's gonna look somewhat decent. Again, this isn't for my views, but it's mostly just me checking like luminance values and stuff like that. But yeah, that all matches to me. Let's do one last time looking at the paper. So let's turn off everything besides the paper. And also the plane compared to the paper, because do I have the plane like rotate maybe? Like just very subtly. I think that'll help it. Yeah. Oh, that's so sick, guys. I'm so excited about this shot. I think this is one of our better shots we've done on stream. How much would I charge? So I don't talk about my rates or anything like that, just because I do own a company and stuff, and I don't want to, you know, that just gets into stuff I don't want to have to deal with. But what I say to people who ask about rates and stuff is just like, it's all about testing it out and, you know, just giving a few rates and seeing reactions and stuff and just go from there. Like that's all I can say. Would like to see how you balance the whites and blacks of your CG with the footage. I've been using some not so effective tricks recently. I actually did that in the past, in this stream actually. So you might have missed it before, but we just so first of all, you want to make sure your lighting matches in your CGI. That's a more complex thing to teach, just because you know, lighting is one of those things that's very, you develop your eye for it and stuff like that. So that's my biggest thing for you, is to just try to nail your lighting first. And then it's all about like literally just coming in here, adding a few color corrections. Like I match my blacks. My whites were giving me issues for some reason, so I manually did my whites to what I felt like looked pretty okay. And to me, this looks pretty good. Basically, just this is the shadow of the CG, and that match pretty well in my opinion, because it's not going to be perfectly like the same, but it's a little muted. And so that's kind of how I got it from this. So if that helps. Okay, anyways, that's going to be it for this stream. I will, if you want to see the final product, keep posted. I'll hopefully have that out early next week as I render this out and then do all my stuff for it. You'll also see it on Instagram. Instagram is probably where you can see it first. If you're interested in that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. These streams are super fun for me, not only to be able to interact with you guys, but also you guys hold me accountable of actually doing this work. And so super happy with this. Hopefully in motion, I'll be even happier. And so thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next stream or video. See ya. No, thank you. Also, just quickly want to finish some comments that came in. Hey man, following you for such a long time. That wasn't even a YouTuber when I started. Just want to let you know your content is amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Wazman. I appreciate it. Peace, guys. Bye.